Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be watching the grand finals of East Asia. We've got Crazy Raccoon versus SK Kalalas. So SK Kalalas did beat out Zeta in the semi-finals, which we did predict because SK Kalalas have been drafting really well, especially in scrims. Their performances have been really good. This was like the underdog team of this region with Napishu. Napishu. I think it's Napishu. I think he substituted onto one of the rosters last year, and he literally won the monthly final, which is crazy. So, yeah, I think that was Zeta, right? But he substituted on, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, we've got the grand final here, and this will be an absolute banger. I'm certain of it. So let's take a look at the draft. Global bans of Ems and Crow and Sirius and Clancy. If you guys know, Nadia is banned out for this monthly final. Well, for monthly final across all 4 regions. So we see the BB pick into the Nita, which is pretty interesting. But I guess BB is just good for pressure on this map. There is no Otis on defense, no Clancy on defense, no Cordelius on defense. So the defensive brawlers are limited a little bit here, but they definitely need... Okay, we go with Kit. Kit is actually an interesting one. Kit can be pretty good on Hot Potato, but into a Nita and into a Lily, I'm not 100% sure. But this could be a bold strategy. If we go with a Buzz, okay, Buzz is a great counter to all 3 of these brawlers, I believe. I didn't even have time to really weigh up the draft because I just flew in with the draft. But yeah, in terms of the drafting, I do actually... I don't know, because Nita has decent matchups, but I think a BB can definitely overwhelm a Nita. I mean, Buzz has some decent matchups as well. Oh, we'll see how this one goes. Honestly, normally I can completely tell like by the draft, but I always get thrown off with these global bans. There's a lot more to drafting than I even realized. These pros are drafting quite crazily with all of this. So let's take a look. So I've got an itchy leg. I keep flipping, itching the bottom of my ankle. Right. Time to lock in now then. So Moya already pops his gadget. He's just going to run straight in. And yeah, Ghosty's going to try and take him down. He does actually get the kill, but that's already 11% gone down. So Tensan's going to get the kill onto BB. And now Ghosty's looking for an opportunity. The problem is now that the Napishu is stuck on defense. Is it Napishu? No, it's Napishu, isn't it? It's Napishu. Napishu. I'm gonna actually, like, after this set, I'm gonna get the pronunciation right, okay? I'm terrible at East Asia pronunciations. All right, so Kit jumps onto Napishu here, and they should be able to get some good pressure. But Tensai is going to get the hypercharge stun onto them, and still somehow the healing from Kit is keeping them alive, which is absolutely crazy. And they're winning so far. So far, they are winning. I think what Tensai and Moya need to do, well, like, we need to get more offensive pressure here. I think they've stuck too much on defense, but to be honest, they should just cycle out the aggression as much as possible there. Ghosty actually gets a really clutch super there onto Tensai to get the kill. Tensai's going to clean it up here. We just need to keep up the pressure. We need to get some pressure going. But SKC are just ramping up the pressure themselves. They hypercharge Kit as well. And there's just... But they're not really getting through. A Buzz and a Lily are decent at attacking, but at the end of the day, they're not actually that crazy. So now SKC have got such a big lead in terms of the high save. They can just go in with that healing gadget, and they can just finish things off. So their style, especially because Sebas is drafting for them, what I've been actually impressed with is, I feel like East Asia, their drafting is a little bit behind. Oh, that's an insane player cam right there. Their drafting has always been a little bit behind, in my opinion. And they tend to catch up with the drafting skills when they fly out onto, fly out through the LAN. And then, you know, teams like CR, Zeta, they do end up catching up in terms of, like, because their mechanics are insane, but their draft style is really weird in terms of their region. I think it's not just Glaze and EU. I think EU do have the best ways of drafting. And I think a Kit pick on Hot Potato is literally a EU pick. And that's where, like, a coach like Sebas could come into play, especially with his drafting, because he could steal a lot of the EU influence and literally win games from draft alone. So this time around, CR are definitely doing a bit better here, but they should just leave one person on defense. I don't think a Kit is, Nita is completely perfect on defense, to be fair. Like I said, like a BB can definitely do decently into the Nita. Did I say the BB into the... Yeah. And there we go. So CR just needed an offensive outlet. I think they were stuck too fixated on defending the whole time. They still just needed to go with, okay, well, They're sending 2 on offense. We need to send 2 on offense. Or else you're just going to lose, right? If you're just constantly defending the whole time. So Tensai gets the stun there. And now with 6% left, they're going to be able to close this one out. So yeah, it's perfect. So yeah, they might not have the greatest shutdown to a Kit, BB, Cheese composition. But Rico isn't the best defender. I know that myself, but Rico is my main. And Rico, when he's faced with aggression, assassins, and constantly people running at you, he's not the greatest. He's better where, like, he's more of like an Amber type brawler. You get what I mean? Like, you're kind of an in-between where you can pretty decently defend, but then pretty decently attack as well. You're not like a solid defender. They haven't got a solid defender here on SKC. So what they might actually do this time around is send Kit on defense a little bit more to help with the Rico. That might be their strategy this time around, and just send BB alone up there. But it's going to be hard for a BB to do a whole lot just because we're up against a Buzz, but he's playing really well on the BB so far. I've been very impressed with Napishu's gameplay so far. He's been popping off, and especially the Ali gameplay. If you guys go back to the semi-final, if you missed it, you need to watch his Ali masterclass against Zeta. It was absolutely insane. It was one of the best performances I feel like I've pretty much ever seen in this region. Not even joking right now. So good defense from Kuro here, and now SKC can look to try and get this second crack down. Just this heal gadget alone is causing them so many problems. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Tensai should be able to get the kill onto Kit there. And he's still just on the safe here with BB. But Moyo's doing a great job. Nearly gets the last crack down. And there's only 2% in it so far. So both teams just need to remain composed here. Tensai's going to... You guys are just going to have to ignore the bark. Okay, my dog just goes absolutely crazy when anyone is at the door. Ignore it, okay? Alright, Moya's going to be able to get onto that safe. And Anita Bear finally onto the safe as well. But Ghosty has this hypercharge. But yeah, the whole crack up, and Moya and Tensai have position. Hypercharge isn't going to be popped just yet. And Kit's going to have to use that defensively. Now, okay, that's Ghosty does mess up that super a little bit. Hypercharge as well with Creo, who's just going to pop that forward. And I don't think he's got a gadget available. It doesn't matter. He's going to pop the double kill. And that's going to be the round going to Crazy Raccoon. So really good adaptations there. I think they tried to play... But let SKC play their game rather than, you know, Crazy Raccoon just sticking to their guns. Yeah, so if they just kind of ignored that BB Kit cheese and, you know, they've got the damage themselves to win, they ended up winning. So yeah, Crazy Raccoon got one set up. Let's jump into the next one. Guys, jumping into the second set here, we have Hard Rock Mine, and we see the bans. So I'm just taking a look at them. So we see a Shade ban, a Lily ban, and a Bull ban. That's because the enemy has last pick. And then a Mo ban, weirdly enough. Mo is pretty good in draft, but I think Mo is counterable. We're going to go with Max Nita straight away. Okay, very interesting. I don't know why. I feel like Mortis should just be picked up. They're probably going to look for like the Chester Cheese, who is good against the Nita. I mean, Max Nita is such a good combination. It can be good against a lot of different things. So let's see what Crazy Raccoon respond with. Again, they need some aggression even against the Nita. Or they could just full out go like defensive here, but then you got to be careful of a controller last pick. Let's see, if we could go with like a Gus in the middle, we could go with like a Pam in the middle. We're going to go with Chester still in combination with... Actually, Chester's half decent against the Max, actually, in the mid. I think they'll stick Chester in the mid and then go with an aggressive brawler themselves here. I would still go Mortis or something. Well, there's not really a lot of options here. Ali's not really good into Nita. Yeah, I think just take the Mortis pretty much. It's like by far the best aggressive brawler. And then who can they really go? I mean, they can go another tank counter, but I don't think that's really going to completely win them the game, right? They go with Stu. Okay, so Stu is a half assassin, but that's low DPS. If I mean, surely that's like a Sprout game or a thrower game or any controller, like, I don't know, Squeak even. I don't know. Like, Stu can create pressure and so can Chester, but... Or they've got lack of damage. I think there's clear flaws in Crazy Raccoon's draft here. They're going to go with Ziggy. I completely forgot. I had to think about Ziggy. Ziggy's by far the best last pick. This is an unbelievable Ziggy game when you think about it. Yeah, I just don't like that draft from Crazy Raccoon. I think Tensai is stressing. What they had to do in that draft, I believe, is like Ruffs is low damage. I know they've got a Chester for damage, but yeah, they think they're cooked right here. They had to go some form of aggression. I know it's not the best into Nita, and then, you know, that aggressive brawler would have two bad matchups, but you've just got to do it because as the last pick, there's too many strong controller brawlers. You just got to go ahead and do it, especially in gem grab. You just got to force it sometimes. Right, They can still win this, though. They can still win this because a brawler like Stu is just completely dependent on the person that's using it right. Like, he can still pop off and create some pressure. As a Napaishu... Was it Napishu? Again, getting it completely wrong. And I tried to Google it, and nothing even came up. So I'm completely... You guys are going to be cringing the whole time. Maybe if I stop saying it, you guys just won't even notice. Anyways, yeah, the Ziggy, they haven't really got an answer to Ziggy at all. Like, this is just cringe to watch. I don't know why teams, especially with all of these bans, just, I don't know, even globally banned Ziggy at this point. I think Ziggy in the draft is one of the most turbulent brawlers. By that I mean, I've been explaining it time and time again, but because he's such a strong last pick, and even some aggro and assassin brawlers aren't that good into Ziggy, yeah, he can just mess up the whole draft. Even some people like draft him 4-5, for example, and there's not really a whole lot that can deal with Ziggy. The best ways to deal with Ziggy are like any assassin, but even them, like, even assassins struggle to fully deal with it. So I guess the strategy here is just to kind of hide, and if Ziggy overextends, maybe they can catch him out. But I feel like as time goes on, they should be good here. I mean, Nita has some really bad matchups. I think Nita's completely dependent on the max here to get super. So yeah, Nita's trying not to feed as much as possible here, waiting for the max to get speed, and that's the only way Nita can really get involved, because if Nita goes up, she's just gonna die, right? She's outranged, the map's opened up. So yeah, this is a really awkward fight. I think both teams don't really want to overextend too much here, but Crazy Raccoon should be able to pick up that gem there. But now Moya's in the grass. It's looking good for him so far. But it's 8-8 in gems. Ghosty finally gets a push up, but I mean, Ruffs can slowly push him out. Tensai actually gets the spawn of SKC here. Karu's going to go really, really weak. Moya's going to be pushing him behind, and things are finally hotting up a little bit here. The Pishu's going to get pinched down. Moya's going to get the next 2 gems. And now SKC really need to try and work something. They really need to. But it doesn't look very likely right now. They need a reset. They need a Ziggy super or something to try and get them out of this position. But Moya is going to go in, just barely survives here. And that actually resets the countdown. Okay. And Kuru might be able to... Oh, the Juke out and the Gadget as well. Chester super completely gone. And I reckon Chester's going to be close to hyper. I mean, they need some pressure though. I don't know how they're going to get pressure. They need it like a Ziggy super again or something. They need like this max super. They've already used hypercharge. Like, I don't know how many shots Nita's even close to super. This is probably going to go the distance, I'm going to be honest. So 13's gone that way. I mean, if they stayed like this the whole time, both teams collecting spawns, the spawn is going to go on SKC. So Tensai pops the hyper super. Does completely miss that out, but that's going to buy enough pressure to maybe collect the 14th gem. Moy is actually going to collect that instead here. The next gem's going to spawn on Crazy Raccoon's side, so SKC need to get some pressure here. They do pick up that gem, and now it's 14-14, but they're all getting pinched down. Kuru's so weak. Ghosty might be able to buy enough time. Let's see if he can get out in time. Does actually do some great jukes there, but with only a Ziggy pushing forward, yeah, it's not looking the greatest. I wonder what gears the Pishu's using, because he's not using shield gear. I thought on a Ziggy or just any throw I'd use vision gear. Maybe he's using gadget cooldown, maybe, and I don't know, gadget cooldown and vision. I mean, vision would be pretty good, but I'll just use vision and shield, and then you would be good to go on the Ziggy. So yeah, it's actually really well played from Crazy Raccoon, because in my eyes they're completely outdrafted, mainly because of the Ziggy. Well, not completely outdrafted, but yeah, maybe they went with Stu as another brawler that can just poke at the Nita. It's just about this Nita. This is why, time and time again, they've even got Max to help with the Nita. I just don't like Nita on draft unless it's a super bushy map. I feel like only the pros can make Nita work, because she just really lacks the range, but now she can get in behind. I just wouldn't want to be playing the Nita, basically, is what I'm trying to say, because you can get some torture games on that brawler. You're just so limited with your range. But this is good pressure so far from SKC. We've got the Nita in the pocket. Ziggy's going to super the Stu out here, but he needs to work on cycling his supers. And Justice is going to use that super to open up the map. I mean, that's fair enough. The more wall breaks, the better it is for them, because then Stu can dance around them. Ziggy doesn't have as much. I mean, that's already like, look how much wall breaks they've got here inside of Crazy Raccoon. They broke up a lot of this map. And Nipishu's so scared to get into Stu's range. I mean, this is just an hilarious draft when you think about it. Because whenever you play against Stu, you just don't want to feed him super, right? So you just got to really play your distance. in a game like this. It's like, this is as controlled as it gets. I thought in most metas, in most regions, like gem grab is an absolute just joke to watch. It is just back and forth nonsense. But this is just so control based. So control based. Moya's going to get pinched from the Pichu's gadget. Kuru's going to go in there and collect another gem. Maybe a little bit risky here, but now CR should be in a good position to push them back. Ghosty stays alive and Milkrayo is one shot, so they really need to use this bear to their advantage here. They really need like a good bear and some good positioning. So Gadget's going to go down there. Milkrayo is going to go really weak. Kuru has another dash available here, and now the countdown starts, and they've got enough time. CR do need one reset, but Tensal's in a good position. Hypercharge as well, but that super's going to flush him out. There you go. Much better adjustments there from SKC. I think they just needed some early pressure, and it was really good from Ghosty to get in behind there. That allowed him and his team to just get pressure and then get the gems in the middle. I mean, it's literally the name of the game in gem grab. You just got to create pressure and just allow your gem carrier to collect all of those gems. And that's why you normally need like an aggressive brawler, but in SKC's place, they have a thrower that can just dominate whenever needed. So yeah, tie game here. SKC really need to win this one just for momentum, and especially like a team like Crazy Raccoon. It's going to be very hard with their resilience to reverse sweep a team like Crazy Raccoon. Has Crazy Raccoon ever been reverse swept? I feel like they have it. I feel like they're always ones reverse sweeping. I mean, maybe you guys have a stat out there, but yeah, it's going to be tough to beat Crazy Raccoon if you give them a 2-0 head start. So McRae is going to get the wall break there, but what Ghosty is doing is he's just staying alive. He's singing the song Stay Alive, but just making it incredibly awkward for him to deal with. I mean, he's probably going to die here finally, but as I said, like even when you have a really bad matchup, if you're just wasting your opponent's time, forcing him to pinch out and just being a nuisance, you're still doing some good for your team here. But now Crazy Raccoon have a couple of gem advantage here. Good wall break there from Milkrayo, opening up the map as much as possible. And again, Ghosty is going to sit behind this wall, but he's going to use his health to his advantage as much as possible here. But again, Milkrayo is doing a fantastic job this time around from keeping him back. I've been focusing on that matchup a lot more than the Stu versus Ziggy matchup, because it felt like that was the most influential factor to winning the last round. Need to also waste Bear, which isn't good. I felt like he shouldn't have thrown that out, because he should have just took the death and then he could have pushed up on a respawn and maybe done something. So Max has hypercharge pretty soon though, so this can give Nita a good break, but they need something like Tensai. I mean, the whole team from Crazy Raccoon is completely treated up. Hypercharge going down from Ziggy here, but that last gem is probably going to come back. Moya's going to maybe die, but drop off that last gem to Tensai anyways. Another super coming out. Maybe a little bit too soon there. Probably would have waited a little bit longer. Moya's going to get pretty weak here. Hypercharge from Ghosty as well. They really need to get a reset. Ghosty manages to find one kill. Milkrayo is doing an insane job here. Gets the kill onto Max, and that should be game pretty much there. I mean, they nearly had that. They just need that reset, that one kill, and it probably took them too long, especially with the hypercharge Nita shots. And then Milkrayo basically, well, he was one shot and he clutched up. Insane gameplay from Milkrayo there. Crazy Raccoon 2-0 up, looking to sweep them out of here. Let's jump into the final one, potentially. Actually, I don't know if it's final one. Guys, jumping into the third set then. I realized again, I keep forgetting to put my camera down after the drafting's done, but whatever. Maybe you guys like me up here. I feel just lonely up here in the corner. I don't know. I feel like you guys just shoved me to the side. All right, Pierce first pick. So Pierce is decent on knockout. And like, can you guys learn from this draft, by the way? I don't know how many times I need to scream it. I feel like I need to make a video solely on how overrated Pierce is. Pierce is good, right? But you don't just see the pros just draft Pierce no matter what. He has clear flaws and clear counters in draft. Stop picking him unless, I don't know, everyone's hacking. A lot of hackers go Pierce. So that's maybe my only explanation. But yeah, the flaws in his draft. There's like Ruffs, there's Spike, there's Charlie. There's a lot of brawlers that can even like Assassins in Gem Grab. Like, just pick Pierce on Hot Zone, on open maps like Beach Ball, or like, other than that, I won't really pick him. Anyways, we see a double Gene ban, we see the Leon ban, RT as well. RT is a good like 2-3. No, I wonder why they banned RT. Maybe they thought, I'd have probably rather ban Pierce than RT shortly, right? But yeah, they're going to go with Ziggy early on. I feel like they probably don't want Crazy Raccoon to get the Ziggy. And again, I don't know why. I mean, maybe that's their strategy here. Instead of just banning Ziggy, they're just trying to take it. But normally, right, you would probably just ban it. They have last pick. You probably wouldn't even want to sweat about it. So now they need an assassin counter. Because to me, this screams like a free Mortis game, a free cards game. You know what? A really good aggro. Okay, we'll go with Ollie. So Ollie is actually half. If we're going to go with Tick, actually. Okay, that's a good response. They instantly lock in the Tick. I kind of like that, but I don't know. I'm not totally convinced by CR's draft, because you're going to go to CR's draft. It's very squishy. You've got a Rico can pop off, but it's pretty squishy. Byron, Rico, Tick. If SK Kalalos get some good positioning at the end of the round, I feel like they can win this, definitely, with an Ollie. I think what it's down to is with the Ollie, it depends how good the Ollie is. The Ollie can like feed super safely. So what you want to do with Ollie and Knockout, what a lot of people probably get wrong, is that because you've got the tank trait on Ollie, what you do, you just run in and take damage, and then you back away. You run in and take damage, and then you back away, and then you just get it like a free super. So that should be the strategy with Ollie, and then by the time it's like the third round, you should nearly have a hypercharge, but you probably want to stay away from the Rico here if possible. I mean, it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. They just need to try and outstay the opposition. So I think, yeah, Tick was a great response because Tick outranges the Ziggy in the middle, right? And yeah, he's going to get taken down. I mean, I don't know. Is this just a step too far for SKC? I mean, I had them beating Zeta, but I had Crazy Raccoon winning the whole thing. But I don't know, it feels like maybe the pressure's getting to them. The draft's a little bit off. Maybe they've not done as much preparation for the grand final, but just wanted to take down Zeta. Who knows at this point? I mean, I'm not completely writing them off, but I don't know, like, they've not considered, like, they can just... Ziggy is counterable by other bounty throwers, right? That's the only thing. I mean, me personally, I'm not, again, claiming like I'm the best drafter in the world. Wait, I need to throw this one down here. I would have personally just gone... I'll just ban Ziggy last pick if anyone have to worry about it, because a Tick, I feel like Tick's just easier to counter, if that makes sense. Like, Tick can only really make work when you're facing off against maybe another thrower like this, or like a Sprout or something like that. So far SKC have got some good pressure though, but yeah, that was... Oh no, Ziggy teleported out. I was like, what? Right, where did he go? I was like, how did he die? Kuru gets a great kill onto Milcrea though. And I could be eating my own words here. So here comes the dash here from SKC. And there we go. So they figured something out. There you go. SpenLC Jinx. I did like the SKC comp to begin with, but then it looked like Tick was just taking over. So now what they need to do is not allow this Ollie any breathing space. So I would hypercharge this Ollie out. That's a complete, well, not complete whiff. They need to get this Ollie out ASAP. Like, yeah, there we go. He has to use a super to back out. Then hypercharge is going to go down, and now they need to keep the pressure as much as possible. Ollie is the person who's going to get him out of trouble here, or maybe Kuru was super. So the Pichu's going to get a decent aggro onto Tensai here. So I'm just taking it like, oh, he's going down there. Pierce super, Pierce hypercharge as well. There's a super for Ziggy as well. This is all going to come down to the final few seconds here, and it's not looking good for Crazy Raccoon because they're all squishy. But Ghosty is going to actually teleport into Tensai here. Now he's actually going to get pinched out, so I don't know how I feel about that pinch out there. But Tensai is going to get killed by the Ollie. Kuru is pretty weak. We need to find this kill ASAP, Crazy Raccoon. And now they're having to deal with an Ollie in the final circle. There's surely no way they win this, right? I don't think there's a world where they can clutch this against both players. I mean, we've got to try the hardest here. Moya might be able to get something done, and just about. Napishu clutches up with Ollie. Okay. This is what I spoke about at the beginning of the game. If they can last the final circle, Crazy Raccoon just don't have any health. They don't have any health. That's why brawlers like RT are really good on a map like Belle's Rock, and you see the pros abuse them a lot. Again, in your ranked games, you probably don't see like these types of strategies, but it's just the health itself. Like, Ollie can free tap pretty much all of them, outside of Tick if Tick pops gadget, but still Tick is incredibly squishy, so what can bro even do? Right, in terms of Crazy Raccoon's strategy here, I mean, what can they realistically do? I feel like, I don't know, like, I think he's just playing it so well, the Pichu. He's playing it so well with Ollie. Like, he's just staying away from Rico. Just make sure he's taking a bit of damage. Okay, so Crazy Raccoon, they're going to focus their attention here on to the other guys, which is actually a really good heads-up play. Tensai's going to get 1 kill. The Pichu's actually going to get a good gadget, but McRae with some clutch heals. And Ollie should go down here. I mean, I think in the first round, if it reminds me like a Daryl or a Kit combination, when you're using Ollie, you're just not good without your super, right? So it's kind of inevitable. I mean, if you can win the first round, it's great, but you're normally like a round 2 or round 3 type of composition here with the Ollie. But now it should be good. They've got gadget and super combination onto any of these brawlers, and there's no real true answer on the side of Crazy Raccoon to that. So Tensai is going to use Hypercharge there. It's going to get Ghosty pretty weak. Wasn't the greatest Hypercharge in the world, but we're doing it for pressure. You can see Crazy Raccoon are just so zoned in on trying to get as much pressure on the map as possible. But now the Pichu can push up with this Ollie, with his super. He's now find an opportune moment to get onto Tick, but he's going to get melted down by Tensai there. Milcreo is actually going to get pinched out by that super. So now we have a 2 versus 2 situation. Ghosty actually gets a great gadget off there in time. But I think I would like a Crazy Raccoon composition here, because you got Rico with the walls. We just need to make sure that Ziggy is pushed back from a Tick. I don't like Tick when the gas closes in. As you can see here, Ghosty can get an aggro gadget off here. Let's see if Tensai can kill Kuru in time here. Great slow from Kuru here. And if he manages to clutch this off, oh no, the Tick head might actually keep him alive. But no, I mean, no. Kuru clutches that up in a 1 versus 2. Okay. Wow, that was absolute cinema. I love that emoji. It's so funny. That was really well played from Kuru. I didn't think he had like the ability, not the ability, like I didn't think Pierce had like the pinch there, but he managed to get that slow onto Tensai and then finish off the kill. That was just so incredibly clutch, especially because of Rico. You'd think with Rico you can just like bounce around the walls, but it was such a good kill. So Crazy Raccoon really need to win this. So I don't want to give any momentum to SKC. Super going down from Tensai. The Pichu has to use his gadget. So now this is the moment where Crazy Raccoon need to really try and find this kill, because the longer the wait, and the Pichu is just going to get his gadget again, so he can get that super gadget combination. So again, Tensai is keeping the pressure as much as possible, but I reckon in like 5 seconds time, the Pichu is going to have another super gadget combination. Yeah, here we go. He's going to go in. Hyper Super's going to keep him alive for a little bit, but now it's 2 versus 1. SKC should close this one off. They really should. They've got a thrower in the pocket. Tensai's trying to push forward. He's trying his best. He actually gets the gadget off and nearly supers in, but the Pichu gets his Hypercharge in time. Milcreo might be able to clutch this one up if he got super in time, and wow, what a crazy ending to that set. That was insane. That was insane. Really well played from SKC there in the end. But like I said, I think there was a clear flaw in their composition. I kind of flip-flopped a little bit throughout my commentary. I should have just stuck to my guns and what I knew. I don't know, it looked like they were trying to find their feet early games, but once they nailed down that strategy, got Ollie's first super, they were good to go. It was just too squishy of a composition for Crazy Raccoon's side of things. All right. That's set 3. Let's jump into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the 4th set here, we have Bounty Hideout. So Gene first pick immediately here. So we see the Mortis ban. We see Jae-Young, Pierce, and Leon. I should be utilizing Jae-Young a lot more in Bounty and Knockout, I feel. He's a little bit underrated because he actually has a good use case against like other snipers because of his speed. And he's great at like collecting the blue star and just getting pressure on the map. That's why I really like Jae-Young. Again, I need to pick him up a little bit more. So a Byron pick into the Gene, which is okay. They could pick up the Kaze here and then have the best blue star brawler. That could be a great strategy. And there's no like Crow to counter that out. But do you go with Kaze into Crazy Raccoon? It is pretty risky, right? But if we go with the RT, so we stop Crazy Raccoon, get in the RT. If I was facing Crazy Raccoon, I mean, there's a million brawlers that they're good at, right? But if it was like Bounty and Knockout, RT is just their bread and butter. So I'd be banning them out a lot. So we've got to go with Max Brock here immediately here, which means like, okay, if we go to Brock, so we can open up the map, but then we go to Max. If you open up the map, you can't go Nanny here. I would probably go like a Gus, to be honest. I would go like a Gus or another safe sharpshooter. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Gus smells nice because Gus can connect shots onto the Max, and the Brock. I think you outrange Brock with Gus, right? Or you're pretty even. And then Gina's... Okay, they're going to go with Bull. They're going to go with Bull on Hideout. Don't know how I feel with that. Don't know how I feel about that. Bull on Hideout. That is very, very risky. I mean, I guess... I mean, an aggro would have been great. I think any aggro, a lot of different aggros would have been great into that composition, right? Because we've got Gene, Brock, and Max. Like, there's not a lot of absolute damage there. But what aggro would you have gone? That is the question. All right. They're going to lock in here. I mean, I haven't really seen Bull in Hideout since the Bull nerf. You could go Bull everywhere normally, but it is Bull at the end of the day. I think Bull can get some good pressure. The Pichu here is just going to run in. And it's just going to go in a straight line and does actually find the kill there. Gene's going to get a great pull button. The Pichu actually gets the kill and dashes out as well. This guy's the GOAT. He is actually the GOAT. I've been so impressed with his gameplay. It's crazy. He's been flawless on all the aggro brawlers. And I feel like that's what exactly East Asia are missing out on. I don't think they're going enough. Like, they're so mechanically gifted, but they're not going enough tanks. They never have for years and years and years. They're not going enough assassins, but... Bro, this guy has just locked down tanks and assassins, it feels like. I mean, he gets pinched down a little bit there. And then the hypercharge is already coming out. But they need to keep up the aggression. That's just hilarious to me. How he just ran in a straight line. I got his hypercharge in like 40 seconds against Crazy Raccoon. It's absolutely bizarre. But now they're only one kill up at the moment. So the strategy is dwindling a little bit here. But he's going to keep the pressure going. Great pull there from Moya. Moya's like the GOAT Gene, it feels like. And now they've got the lead here. See, that's the only thing. I mean, McCrae's doesn't actually find the kill, but the Pichu's going to... Oh, my. He gets the gadget and gets the kill onto Milcreo as well. And now we just need one more kill, surely. Surely we're not about to see an SKC reverse sweep here. This is absolutely insane. And he gets the final kill as well. Bull is so disgusting, but he's playing it so well as well. He's playing it so fantastically well. And again, I've been telling you guys, even before the Stomper nerf, that the heal gadget is the better one. And you've seen this in motion. You just run in a straight line and just throw your heal gadget at them. And you basically cannot die for a short period. It is crazy. It is crazy. Whoever's telling you to go Stomper, don't listen to them. All right. Again, he uses the gadget there, but Max got super within 10 seconds. That's absolutely hilarious. So he doesn't actually get the value that he was looking for in the first life here, but he doesn't mind. He's got a Byron here, healing him as much as possible. He's already got his first super, and he just wants to be... I think it takes 3.3 supers to get your hypercharge now with Bull. I think at least it takes 3 in comparison to what it was before. If this was pre-nerf Bull, like, it would be over because Bull is just unstoppable into everything. But I've been finding that he's a little bit easier to counter now. So Crazy Raccoon do need some good strategies here. They're teaming up really well. The Pichu's going to go in and the gadget doesn't come off in time. Okay. Now Crazy Raccoon can definitely breathe a sigh of relief a little bit here. Good kills right there. We need to try and get that ball as quickly as possible. We do find another kill here. This just reminds me of Gene Max synergy from years and years ago. If you guys know, you know. From 2020, 2021, 2019. Like, this synergy was just insane. Well, no, I don't think Max came out in 2019, but yeah, I can't remember actually. But anyways, like, Gene Max used to be such a broken composition. You could just see it. Great healing, though, from the side of SKC. And the Pichu is popping off on the board. Manages to stay alive as well. They're really trying to tank for the Pichu here. Does get taken down eventually. Another hypercharge as well. So they've got one last attack here to try and make things work. If they get a kill on Takuru, they win this game. But again, I don't think... Yeah, it's nowhere near his hypercharge. Just uses hypercharge. I don't know how close he is to his super. Byron's going to dwindle down here. And the Pichu tried to bait out that Gene pull, but I think they just need to put the fries in the bag at this point. And that's going to be match point for Crazy Raccoon. So yeah, what they've been doing a little bit better here is finding the kills onto like the Byron a lot better because he's squishing a bit more vulnerable. They're picking off the kills really well. Their team play with G Max, it requires a lot of good team play, and Crazy Raccoon are some of the best, one of the best synergy teams in the world is what I'm trying to say. So if anyone can pull it off, it's going to be these guys. So Crazy Raccoon get the blue star here. I think the Pichu is going to be a bit more calculated in his approach this time around instead of just running in a straight line, which is probably... I think he got a bit too excited in that second round, right? He just ran in a straight line and died. But he's been a bit more calculated. He's like slowly getting his super, and this is much better. This is much better. And again, oh, okay, Ghosty gets taken down. I think what they've realized here from Crazy Raccoon. I think they might have been thrown off with a bull pick. But as always, what you need to try and do is get the support brawler, because if you're just constantly shooting the tank in front, you're kind of playing into their hands. But if you're killing the support like they're doing here consecutively, then doing a great job. So Pichu's going to get really weak here, but he's got 0 support in his team, and he's just going to get pinched down. And now Crazy Raccoon have a 9-star lead. It pretty much looks, it's not over, but it's tough. They need to keep map position though, because if Pichu gets his hypercharge, he could team wipe with ease here. So yeah, let's see what happens. Hypercharge is going to go down, and that's going to be like a free pull onto pretty much anyone with a max speed. So here we go. Pichu's going to try and help his RT stay alive here, but yeah, it looks like Crazy Raccoon have just so dialed in here, but it's not completely over. I mean, it's pretty much over, but not completely. There's still a bull hypercharge. Crew's going to get really weak as well. I mean, given 10-star max is probably a criminal offense at this point. So the Pichu's going to go in here. He does actually get a triple kill with a bull, and this is what I'm telling you guys. It's what I'm telling you guys. Bull hypercharge is nearly unstoppable. 15 seconds left, but Gene has a pull. This is not looking good for them. Okay, RT hypercharge though could be pretty good. He's gonna have to pop it here. Just get taken down, and CR are gonna win like that. I don't know. He was in a bit of a tough spot. I don't know whether he needed to overextend there, but yeah, great team play there from Crazy Raccoon. They're gonna be your monthly finals for monthly final winners for April. Big congratulations to them. I did well, I didn't guess for them. I did predict them for them to win it, which isn't like the craziest thing in the world. But especially people were a little bit scared of their performance in the first monthly final. But yeah, they've really dialed in. I feel, like I said, I feel like with global bans and other things, they're just really smart players, and they can adapt to this meta a lot quicker than other players is what I feel like. Anyways, congrats to Crazy Raccoon. I mean, commiserations to SKC. They played incredibly well. I think if they just maybe switched on the drafts a little bit early in the first few sets, I think they would have been a lot better. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna do an EMEA monthly final tomorrow, so make sure to check that out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.